Okay, ji. So completing the square form that we need to understand because it normally comes for like 2 to 3 mark question in your past papers. ठीक है? तो completing the square form normally निकलता कहाँ से है? तो पहले ये पता होना चाहिए. Quadratic equation, ठीक है? जो होती है quadratic equation is basically ax square plus bx plus c. और इसी को चेंज करते हैं हम किसमें? कंप्लीटिंग द स्क्वायर फॉर्म में. ठीक है जी. तो ए एक्स स्क्वायर प्लस बी एक्स प्लस सी आपके पास गिवन है क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन के लिए. कंप्लीटिंग द स्क्वायर फॉर्म जनरलाइज्ड इजी वर्जन में आप करें एक्स माइनस ए होल स्क्वायर प्लस बी. अब कोई भी वैल्यू आपको दे सकते हैं जो कि एक्सपेंशन के लिए हो सकती है, राइट? दैट मीन्स कि हम लोगों को क्या करना पड़ेगा? हम लोगों को इस वैल्यू को, ये जो क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन गिवन होगा इसमें हमें चेंज करना पड़ेगा एक्स माइनस ए होल स्क्वायर प्लस बी की फॉर्म में. तो व्हाट वी नीड टू डू इज वी नीड टू ओपन द ब्रैकेट. ये क्या हो जाता है? एक्स माइनस ए होल स्क्वायर कैसे खुलेगा जी? एक्स स्क्वायर माइनस 2ax plus a square plus b. For those who have issues in this, x minus a whole square खुलेगा a square minus 2ab plus b square में. ठीक है? तो ये क्या हो गया? मेरे पास x हो गया a की जगह पे, तो x का स्क्वायर माइनस 2x a प्लस a का स्क्वायर. So this becomes x square minus 2ax plus a square. तो आपने जनरलाइज जब इसको खोला तो ये खुल के कैसे बना? ये ऐसे, जो कि मैंने डायरेक्टली यहाँ पे लिख दिया, जो कि एक्स स्क्वायर माइनस 2ax प्लस ए स्क्वायर प्लस बी है. तो ये आपकी क्या हो जाती है? एक्सपेंशन हो जाती है किसकी? एक्स माइनस ए होल स्क्वायर प्लस बी को. So what we need to understand is that how will this form be used? Now let's just say that a question is there and it says x square minus 6x minus 2, and it says write down in the form of x minus a whole square plus b. It says write down in the form of x minus a whole square plus b. So what we're going to do is that we're going to write x square minus 6x minus 2 identical to, because this will be x minus a whole square plus b. So when we open this right hand side, this will be opened as x square minus 2ax plus a square plus b. This will be opened as what? X square minus 6x minus 2, and this particular x minus a will be opened as x square minus 2ax plus a square, and plus b is already given. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use the comparing method between this, comparing coefficients, right? So obviously we can compare x square with x square, but we will not get anything because there is no number. But we can compare x value, we can compare our x value with what? With x on the right hand side. That means this x minus 6x can be compared to minus 2ax. So when I compare minus 6x to minus 2ax, I can write down minus 6x equal to minus 2ax. Minus minus is cancelled, x and x is cancelled. You're left with 6 is equal to 2a. 6 upon 2 becomes what? A, and value of a becomes what? 3. Because now a was there, right? The a was there. Similarly, what we can do is, we also know that this is minus 2. Now this minus 2 is a constant number without any variable x. So what do we find constant here? A square plus b, because a square plus b does not have any coefficient x, right? So what we can do is, we can compare minus 2 with a square plus b. And then we can add minus 2. We can substitute value of a over here. So this is minus 2 is equal to 9 plus b. And what we get is minus 2 minus 9. We get b. So b, value of b is minus 11. Value of b becomes what? Minus 11. So now what do we have is, since we have had to shift it to x minus a whole square plus b, तो हम डायरेक्टली इसको आराम से लिख सकते हैं x माइनस ए होल स्क्वायर प्लस बी, और a की जगह पे आ जाएगा -3 होल स्क्वायर क्योंकि पॉजिटिव था, और b की जगह पे आ जाएगा -11. तो आपका कंप्लीटिंग द स्क्वायर फॉर्म आ जाएगा जो कि था x माइनस ए होल स्क्वायर प्लस बी की फॉर्म में. Let's just revise this thing now so that we get this again. Quadratic equation has to change to completing the square form. It will be given in the question. That means your quadratic equation changes to x minus a whole square plus b. This form will be given, or you can directly write it down as completing the square form. The question will be x square minus 6x minus 2. Write down in the form of x minus a whole square plus b. So what we did was, we started comparing this. But to compare, we need to open this. X minus a whole square will be opened as x square. Since minus is there, minus comes down. We have 2ab in the middle. So 2 multiplied by x is 2x, and 2x multiplied by a becomes minus 2ax. Minus a square becomes positive a square. Plus what? B. So now since we have this equation, अब हम क्या करेंगे? We can easily compare. X square and x square can be compared, but we can't get anything. Right? Minus 6x can be compared to minus 2ax because it has x and this has x as well. So coefficient of x is being compared. So when we wrote down minus 6x is equal to minus 2ax, minus minus is cancelled, x and x is cancelled. You're left with 2a and 6. 2 is being multiplied, it will be divided on the other side. 6 divided by 2 becomes what? 3. Now since I have the value of 3, and I know the constant is minus 2 and a square plus b. I compared minus 2 with a square plus b because it does not have any variable. So a की value जो है वो हम a में substitute करेंगे. A value becomes what? 3. So 3 square is what? 9. If 9 goes on the other side, it will become minus 11. So the form was this. So we changed this in this form. So a becomes what? 3. So this is x minus 3. And b becomes what? Minus 11. Okay, Ji. The question says that this is x squared plus 2x plus 11, right? So now we can compare it again with x minus a whole square plus b. So let's just open this. X squared plus 2x plus 11. This can be opened as x squared minus 2ax plus a squared plus b. Obviously, we're going to open this with the respect to the identities that is given. Okay. On the other hand, if you just see that x square and x square, if compared, this then cancels out, but we can't get any variable from here. So the other is 2x plus 2x, but remember, and we have minus 2x. So x and x is cancelled, and we'll have 2 upon 2, but negative is equal to a. So a becomes -1. A becomes -1. Whereas plus 11 will be compared to what? A square plus b. So just to make sure that we compare, this x will be compared to this x. 2x will be compared to what? -2ax. And this 11 will be compared to what? Ax, a square plus b, right? So 11 is equal to a is what? -1 square plus b. So 11 is equal to 1 plus b. 11 minus 1 is equal to b. B becomes what? 10. Now we already know that b becomes what? 10. So what we can do is we can write it down in the form of x minus a whole square plus b. So this can be x minus, this would be +1 because minus is already in the formula. And this will be what? Plus 10. This will be what? Plus 10. So this will be your normal completing the square form where we can write down x plus 1 whole square plus 10. Okay, G. X square plus 5x plus 6, write down in the form of x minus a whole square plus b. So let's just say x square plus 5x plus 6 can be written down in the form of x minus a whole square plus b, right? So if we just open the bracket with the identity, this should be x square minus 2ax plus a square plus b. Remember, a minus b whole square identity is a square minus 2ab plus b square. So if we just open this, this should be x square minus 2ax plus a square plus b. So now what we can do is we compared x square with x square, but there's no variable. But we can compare 5x with minus 2ax. So x and x is cancelled. Minus 5 upon 2 will be what? Value of a. 6 will be compared to a square plus what? 6 will be compared to what? A square plus what? B. So 6 is equal to minus 5 upon 2 whole square plus b. 6 is equal to 25 upon 4 plus b. So if it goes on the other side, this will become what? Minus, or we can take down the LCM as well. So this will be 24 is equal to 25 plus 4b, right? 6 4s are 24, 24 minus 25 is equal to 4b, minus 1 upon 4 will be what? B. So x minus a whole square plus b was the form. So this will be x plus 5 upon 2 whole square, and this will be minus 1 upon 4. So this will be the normal answer for this particular question, that is plus 5 upon 2 minus 1 upon 4. Okay, now what does this completing the square form actually tells us? Now this is important for you to realize that what it actually tells us. Completing the square form tells us turning point of the curve, which can also be minimum or maximum point, which can also be what? Minimum and maximum point. Now, what we need to understand is this x minus a whole square plus b, right? X minus whole square plus b. So what you need to understand is this inside the bracket, any value inside the bracket with the x will tell me the turning point x. Will tell me turning point what? X. With the sign change. If this is negative, this will be positive. But this will be known as what? X. On the other hand, this plus b will be telling me y of turning point. This will tell me what? Y of turning point. So that means if a curve is moving, the curve will represent what? Minus a, any value inside the bracket will represent x, and the value of outside the bracket will represent what? Y of turning point. What exactly is the turning point? Let's say the curve is this. This point is a turning point, or the curve is this way. This point is your turning point. This will be your minimum value, and this will be your maximum value, right? But this both things are known as your turning points. These both things will be known as what? Your turning points. Let's say that we had the question of minus 3, x minus 3 whole square minus b. So now, if the question clearly mentions that in part B, write down minimum value. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick upon the completing the square form. For minimum value, this thing will be x and this thing will be y. Inside the bracket will be x, outside the bracket will be y. So the turning point or the minimum value will be minus 3 will be shifted to positive 3, when minus 11 will remain minus 11. So your minimum value is plus 3 comma minus 11. On the other hand, if it is x plus 1 whole square, so turning point here will be change in the value of x. If this is positive, that means that the x value will be negative now. So minus 1. On the other hand, if this is positive, this will still remain what? Positive. Y sign will not change. Remember that y sign will not change. Only the sign of x which is inside the bracket will change. Similarly, turning point here. So we can say plus 5 upon 2 becomes what? Minus 5 upon 2. And minus 1 upon 4 will remain what? Minus 1 upon 4. That means all the turning point values will remain same. Plus 1 becomes minus 1, plus 10 becomes plus 10. Minus 3 becomes what? Positive 3. But negative 11 remains negative 11. Plus 5 upon 2 becomes minus 5 upon 2. But negative 1 upon 4 becomes negative 1 upon 4.